Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. As always, this video is sponsored by Gulag America. I'm wearing one of their shirts today. Let's get to this intense interview between Hassan at MSNBC and Vivek Ramaswamy. I'm going to show you some clips and break it down. Let's look at the first clip.
But we can continue to move on. Let's talk politics. Let's talk politics. We do. We want to talk lots of stuff. Sure. You're an advocate, your critics say, of fantasy politics, of magical thinking. They say you propose stuff that can't be done. For example, you said on Meet the Press the other week that if you had been in Mike Pence's place on January the 6th, you would have insisted on first passing a bill that night to bring in single-day voting on Election Day with paper ballots.
That's inaccurate.
Government-issued ID.
I never said that night. I never said that night.
You what you would have done on January the 6th, and you said I would have done this. And
I said what I would have done differently is that I was precise about the period between, and this is still ambitious, I will admit, but at least let's get my view correct. It is ambitious. Between November 4th and January 6th, I think it was an opportunity for heroism.
Just to be clear, you never said anything about
said it every step.
Let's play the clip. Guys, do we have the clip?
I've said this in countless forums.
Let's have a listen to the clip.
On your Chuck Todd splice script, in all of my written statements and everything I've said,
hold on, we're playing the clip right now.
In that period, between the election.
Here's what I would have said. We need single-day voting on Election Day. We need paper ballots, and we need government-issued ID matching the voter file. And if we achieve that, then we have achieved victory, and we should not have any further complaint about election.
Okay, so this part is really intense between Hassan and Vivek Ramaswamy. He's talking about January 6th, and I like what Vivek says about this. Essentially what he's saying is it satisfies both sides. If basically Republicans can't talk about election interference anymore, so long as these really basic and logical things go into place. And basically they get everyone gets what they want. Republicans are going to stop talking about it, and Republicans are going to get free and fair elections. And so I think that's really fair. Basically, Hassan is trying to catch Vivek Ramaswamy on this idea that it couldn't be done in 2 months. I also think it was ambitious, but they're really slurring it and making it sound like, Vivek is it's just a pipe dream. It's not. It's actually super reasonable, and I hope he can get it done if he's president. All right, guys, really quick, I want to talk about the sponsor of this video, Gulag America. I'm wearing their shirt today. There's their logo right there. They make Spanish shirts. They make English shirts. They make patriotic clothing for you, for your friends, for your family. As we approach the autumn and it's a little warm, but it's cool at night sometimes. Don't forget that Gulag America has shirts as well as hoodies for both men and women. If you use my code JoshCar10, you will get 10% off Gulag America. Right now, it is for a limited time only. You're gonna want it's a really good price. And it's really good quality. I've worn this shirt several times. It looks brand new. You can see the printing looks brand new, as well as the collar. The collar is really what gets me, because what you have is you'll wash your shirt and the collar becomes kind of crinkled over time. Not these shirts. Again, if you use my code JoshCar10, you will get 10% off at Gulag America for both hoodies and t-shirts.
Okay, let's ask you this question. Is Donald Trump,
it's a joke that the media is going to selectively edit this, and this is the way this game is played. Politics is dirty. That's okay. I'm ready for it.
It's not edited, just to be clear. Is Donald Trump, as you say now, the best president of the 21st century?
Of the 21st century. Yes, he was.
Let me ask my question. Let me finish the question. Is Donald Trump, as you say now, the best president of the 21st century, who you say you want as an advisor and a mentor if you become president? Or is Trump, as you've said in the past, in your books, on Twitter, a, quote, sore loser who is a, quote, danger to democracy and who did, quote, downright abhorrent and egregious things on January the 6th? Which one is he, Vivek?
Okay, I have to give Hassan credit for this question. He has a really good point. Vivek goes on to say that Trump was the best president of the 21st century, which is a fair kind of qualifier. Basically, you've got Trump, you've got Biden, you've got Obama and Bush. Trump, I agree with that. Trump, hands down, was the best president in the 21st century. It's not a very high bar to hit. And so that's basically what he's saying. But the reason why I give Hassan credit for this question is Vivek has towed the line for way too long on if he likes Trump or not. And it's because he doesn't want to be in Trump's fire. Perhaps he believes that if he doesn't win the nomination, he could be a VP or in the cabinet. I don't know if that's true. A lot of people have speculated that. But there's going to become a point, especially if he wants to get on that debate stage with Donald Trump, where he needs to tell us outright if he likes Trump or not. That has got to happen. He's been way too wishy. This is Vivek's kind of one area of political dancing that I've seen, and he doesn't answer Hassan's question real good. Good on Hassan for showing those tweets and putting him to the fire.
People. You want to remove the right to vote from 18 to 25-year-olds. That's over 30 million people. You want to get rid of birthright citizenship. In fact, you refer to voting and citizenship as privileges when they are, in my view and in the Constitution view, rights. It's a very anti-democratic worldview. What do you say to people who criticize you for that?
I don't think it's an anti-democratic worldview. I favor reviving the lifeblood of our constitutional republic. Revive actual free speech and open debate in this country. Revive civic duty in this country, something that our founding fathers envisioned. Revive true equality in front of the law, where people aren't prosecuted because of the color of their skin or because of the content of their political views. One standard of the rule of law for everybody. I stand for the founding vision of the country where the people who we elect to run the government ought to be the ones who actually run the government, when in fact most policymaking functions in D.C. are performed by federal.
All right, so on the issue of voting, this is one of Vivek Ramaswamy's most controversial kind of stances, and no other politician right now is really taking the same stance. So it's very unique. And I have to say I'm on his side. I think it's great. We should have to pass a civics test in school in order to vote. And I think there's a big misconception, which is like, no one's going to pass this test. It's going to be so hard. No, it's high school, and everyone is going to have to take a class that will teach them, they're very basic questions. Most people should know them. I would hope the average American could still answer them. I really doubt that they could. It's not like people won't have access to studying in high school. Like, this would be a major point in American high schools. And I think that's kind of the great, and maybe Vivek hasn't done a good job explaining that, but that's the greatest part. It's not just about like the test. It's about changing the education system to start teaching these pro-American principles and what happened with our founding. Vivek overall does a very good job in answering Hassan's question. Just overall in this interview, this is what I'm going to close on. He does a really good job answering Hassan's questions. And just like with a lot of clean Republicans, which I believe Vivek Ramaswamy is, they have to resort to these kind of petty and small gaps in people's lives that maybe are a little bit ethically inconsistent, or maybe, Vivek had to make sacrifices at certain points of his life. Because he's so clean, they're so small. And you saw this with Mitt Romney a lot when he was running for president. He didn't have a lot of gaps. He's a lot more now, but at least at the time he didn't. And so they started resorting to talking about how he used to strap his dog's container to the top of the car with his dog in it. And they're like, he's an awful person. It's like, really, dude, that's the best you got? It's very different than Donald Trump, who cheated on his wives and stuff. And that's actually something to talk about. They don't have a lot to talk about with Vivek Ramaswamy. I encourage you to go check out the rest of the video where they get into a lot of those. I kind of omitted those from my breakdown of this interview because I just don't think it's that important. But I do think it goes to show that the media doesn't have a lot on Vivek Ramaswamy, and I think he is a potential GOP frontrunner in this race. Thank you so much for watching this breakdown of the interview between Hassan and Vivek Ramaswamy. As you saw, it was very fiery. I want to hear your comments down below, what you thought about the interview, as well as my take on it. As well as, hey guys, if you got a little bit of value or you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and liking this video, as well as go check out gulagamerica.com. Reminder, use my code JoshCar10 for 10% off. Thanks, guys.